Alright, hello guys, and welcome to Game 3 of the first round of the clan war between Team TQ and Slaughterhouse. I have to, first off, right at the bat, I'm going to apologize straight away for the lack of a VOD for game number 2. My college actually had a fire drill in the middle, so at the end of that VOD, I kind of have me going, oh my god, what is that noise, and shrilling in pain. So, needless to say, I did not upload that. So, right now, we're just going to go straight to Game 3. It turned out that Archaic did win the last game, so right now the score is tied up at 1-1 for this first best of 3. We do have Recluse, who is the Zerg for Team Slaughterhouse, against Archaic, who is the Terran for Team TQ. TQ is Think Quick. Check us out. We have a website. The information for that is below. We always appreciate people trying to try out for our team. We do hold open tournaments for Diamond players. We do have one of those coming up. You guys feel free to sign up for those. It's a great way to play some quality people. Great way to get your name out there. And please pay attention to us. We do have very welcoming players, and so please feel free to play us. So, Slaughterhouse, I don't know much about them. All I really know about the Recluse is that he was also a Zerg player in StarCraft 1. He did pick this map. He was the loser of the last game. I wish I could tell you how that happened. I honestly have no insight because I did miss it for a fire drill, which is rather upsetting, but maybe if you guys want, I'll upload the first half of the game before I start going, oh god, the pain of the shrilling in my ears. I don't know. I hope that didn't damage my my mic or anything, because that would be really unfortunate. But we do have Recluse going for a hatchery first, and he's yet to build a spawning pool. So he's really going economy heavy like he did in the last game. That's about the most I can comment on for the last game. We are still waiting on the spawning pool. He actually might just started... Really? There's nothing. He's just sort of scouting. Yeah, his drone actually got him. He's going to go right for the gas. Yep, there it is, the gas steal. He loves doing that gas steal. But Archaic's not going very heavy on the gas right now. He has no gas up, and he might just be going for a little bit of a fast expand. It does seem that Recluse has finally thrown down his spawning pool. We do have an Overlord and drones coming up, so that is going to boost his economy even more. We can see that 2 Marines are going to take out this extractor fairly easily. And we have the command center building with the bunker. So it does seem that both players are doing a very similar start to the last game. We can see that this Overlord is going to make its way to try and scout in here and see what Archaic is going to do. We're going to find out what the follow-up is going to be. In the last game, I know he threw down another 2 barracks to sort of support a sort of bio beginning. We have the expansion coming up with a spine crawler coming up for Recluse. So, solid beginnings from both players. It's the same economy-heavy builds that they did in the last game. We can see that the Zerglings are going to try and take out this SCV. The first gas is up, and Recluse is now proceeding to mine. No gas yet from Archaic, but, oh, just as I say that, he plops down a double refinery. So, let's see. He is, yeah, it looks exactly the same as the last game. Kind of impressive to have all these same starts. We do have the Marines covering the ramp. It's kind of smart. They can always just pull back to the bunker if they need to, but they can just avoid any scouts coming from Recluse with those Marines in those spots, because these Zerglings will not be able to go up and penetrate a wall of 5 Marines. The orbital command is morphing, so mules and more SCVs will be coming from Archaic for his second base, and nice spread. But here we go. He's going to start taking out these Zerglings. Very nice job. With a little unnecessary in the pullback, he must have thought that there would be more Lings coming than just those 2. But having seen that, he's fine. Queens are out. We do have the Roach Warren about to be completed for Recluse. Roaches are very strong, especially now. You can see that the economy is really starting to boom for Recluse as well as Archaic. As you can see, there's just a healthy saturation so far. It does seem that the worker count is going to be ahead for, yep, the worker count is ahead for Recluse, so he's going to be a little more ahead. You can see that he's actually got a full 7 harvesters more than Archaic. So Archaic is basically staying into the investment count just simply by mules. Just sort of the way Terran works. The mules are very powerful, and we actually have the first factory coming down now. Maybe he'll transition into doing a little more siege tank play like he was doing before. We can see that barracks is coming. Barracks play is sort of the predominant thing right now. Stim is getting researched. No concussive shells yet, and no combat shield yet, because there is only one tech lab as of now. You can see that the Zelnaga watchtowers are now being controlled by Archaic. These are actually really important Zelnaga watchtowers. If you have both of them, you can see any forces that come across here. Right now, Shakuras Plateau still sort of needs to be figured out. It is a very, very new map onto the ladder. We can see that Archaic did just scan, so he sees this entire base, and he actually can see the Baneling nest morphing in. That's kind of a big deal, so he's going to be able to expect Banelings, and at the very least, to be able to position his Marauders in front of his Marines if he controls it correctly, which will do a very, very good job of tanking some of the extra Baneling damage that they do, because they do extra damage versus light armored, which Marines are. Marines also don't have that much health. 2 Banelings kill a Marine no matter what. Although 1 Baneling does not kill a Marine. 1 Baneling actually kills a Marine if he doesn't have combat shield and the Marine stimmed, because that only gives the Marine 35 health and the Baneling's 38 damage versus light armor will actually then take it out, which is a very, very good fact to know. It's just one of the reasons why combat shield is so important as a Terran against Zerg especially. We can see that this Overlord is going to come in and see the factories coming in. These Marines do take it out, but it doesn't matter. The Overlord actually even sees a tank before it pops out, so we can see that it's not a Thor coming out. And we can see that, oh, look, check it out. A third is being morphed in by Recluse. We can see the Baneling's nest is out, but no centrifugal hooks. With the money as high as it is for Recluse, I would hope that would happen. He is producing another hatchery, though, so he is going to try and be able to have more production. Creep is now going to be spread. There is another creep tumor here, so his bases are now connected, which is very, very important. It doesn't seem like a lot is really happening at the moment. It seems that Archaic wants to push out. He doesn't have siege mode or anything yet, but he is getting combat shield. So his Marines are not going to die with 1 stim to Banelings, which is very, very important. I actually don't see any Banelings on the field yet. We have mutas. We have some mutas, and actually he's researching +1 attack for the Flyers. Very, very interesting stories, but no Glitter Constitution yet. No Glitter Constitution, so it seems that he might have been saving up his money for mutas. Larvas are popping. This base is up. He's producing another queen here. Do we have drones? Yep, they're the drones that are going to be transferring. And it doesn't seem like Archaic has much of an answer to that economy boost. He is just going to sit, although it doesn't seem that Recluse is going to sit here with his mutas before. There we go. He's now going to move out with the mutas. There are no missile turrets up yet. In fact, oh, there's the missile turret. I just did not see it, but is he going to be able to save it? Yeah, with all those SCVs repairing, that missile turret is going to be completely immortal to that count of mutalisks. We have lag. Lag is no fun. And, oh, it's not ending. So it does seem that we might actually have a dropout for this game. It's unfortunate for Hybrid. He's missing out just as the action is really beginning, which is very, very unfortunate. But, we'll just say that something I've noticed about Shakuras Plateau is the fact that tanks have the potential to be pretty strong on this map. I'd show you, but at the moment we're lagging. But there's a lot of not necessarily cliffs, but rocked wall areas. I don't know how to describe it without showing you, but you can see that between bases, especially down here, you can see that if a tank is on this area, it can actually probably shoot over here as well as into the little bit of the main. So any buildings that are around the edges of the main base could actually be hit. Okay, here we go. Now I can show you. Down here can easily hit up here. Over here can hit over here. And you can see that back here can actually be hit over here, even with these rocks in play. Granted, anything in range can come over here and snipe this, but it can still hit this very, very strong, with a very, very strong attack. The mutas were forced to pull back. It looks like 2 of them did die. We can see that there is another missile turret down here, but really this is kind of a little bit weak. But there's no armory. Is there an armory anywhere? Ghost Academy? Ooh, we might be seeing nukes. Or if infestors are going to come into play, the ghosts can actually use EMP on the infestors, which is not something a lot of people do and a lot of people underestimate, but that takes away the ability for fungal growth to be used against the army. So then because if fungal growth went to the Marines and then Banelings came in, the Marines would just die. Without a doubt, especially without medevac support. But here we can see that with the Marine count is actually going to serve for a lot of DPS, especially if no fungal growths can be cast, and if no Banelings can really get in there. So right now the Queen gets sniped, this Roach can get sniped before it can even do anything. They're goodbye to the Spine Crawler, and now this little force is going to actually eliminate that base, because this main army is waiting for the army of Recluse to be able to move in. But right now, there's no defense up here. So now he's going to stim to run away from the Broodlings, which is kind of smart. The Siege Tanks will take care of the Broodlings, but one Marine does fall. But now Recluse is in a tight spot. He's producing Roaches over here. But I don't think his army is really up to par right now. Let's just look at the food count for a second. Yeah, he's down 20 food. Losing that third is going to hurt him a lot. But, oh, look back here. The Mutas were there just dealing damage to a bunch of SCVs. Their SCVs did survive, but there's no more missile turret. All of these Marines here are going to have to be over here to deal damage. And then, did the engineering bay get taken out? Because I don't see an engineering bay anywhere. Oh, wow. Oh, but here, check out the expansion. There is going to be an expansion. And right now, Archaic is just going to pull back his army. He's done his damage. A new expo will be put up. But right now, Archaic is in a pretty good position, even with the SCV loss over here from these Mutas. Just look at the units lost tab for a second. Yeah, the funny thing is that 18 units for 1,500 doesn't seem that many SCVs were really killed by the harassment. If you look at them, most of them have just been a little bit damaged from the glaives. This medevac's actually served to heal most of them. But now it seems that Archaic's going to make another push. Oh, but here we go. The Mutas are actually going to get caught if these... Okay, that's not it. But it does seem that this expansion was getting hit by those Mutas. So this is going to be able to go over there, land, and Archaic is going to just sit tight for a little while, macro up, and let his third base give him all the advantage he needs. But it does seem that Recluse is double expanding. Because this was taken out, he's going to make up for it by getting the double expansion that actually gets spotted by these two SCVs that are over here. So the Mutas are actually going to come in. Are they going to attack it? If they can hit the tech labs, yeah, the tech labs are a great